Hey VC, Jack here. Welcome to Vinyl Martini, edition number 20. Whoa. I've been doing my last couple of shows I did a couple of threads, which is a lot of fun, but I haven't shown any new records for a while. These are the records I bought in August. And then August the 15th, I went to see Steve Earle in Vancouver at the Vogue Theatre. What a fantastic show. It's my second show I think I saw since shutdown. It was so great to be in a beautiful theater, and he put on a great show. And while I was in Vancouver, I stayed at my daughter's for 3 nights, and she kindly lent me her car, and I went to one of my favorite record stores in Port Coquitlam, which is about a 35-minute drive from her place, but it's a great place. Always love going there. So I got a few records. Why don't I just start off with my dollar record finds. First up, it's a John Clemmer album, Arabesque. This isn't really for me, it's for a friend of mine. He's a big John Clemmer find, and thought I'd be a big shot and give him a gift for $1. I know he'll appreciate it. Gino Vannelli, Black Cars. Matt from Prime Analog Records featured Gino Vannelli on one of his shows just recently, and this is a really nice copy of a 1994 album by Gino. I've got about 5 or 6 of his records. He's, moody, sensuous kind of guy. Very talented. He works with his brother Joe, recording in California. There was several hits on this record. Black Cars for one, Hurts to Be in Love, and Just Emotion Away were hits off this record. Highly recommend it. For $1, I couldn't leave it. I couldn't leave it there. Hank Williams Jr., Montana Cafe. This is my first Hank Williams Jr. record. Big star in the 80s. Lots of music videos. This it's okay. I'm sure there's better out there, but for $1, I couldn't leave it behind. In great shape. It's from the CBC Radio Library. They've got quite a few of them in the store. I've also got a Hank Williams record called The Hank Williams Story, and Hank Williams Jr. narrates it in between tracks, really kind of maudlin. His dad called him Bocephus, his nickname. I think Hank was probably about maybe 4 or 5 when his dad died. So anyways, Hank Williams Jr. Hoyt Axton, Road Songs. This is a comp, songs from his first 4 records. Hoyt's, if you don't know Hoyt Axton, he wrote Steppenwolf's hit The Pusher, I think I'm correct. And on this record, he's got the No No song, which was a hit for Ringo Starr. Kind of country singer-songwriter music, really good quality stuff. I'm going to be looking for Hoyt's albums from now on. This is my first, and it's quite good. Next up, Charlie Rich, 1975 record, Every Time You Touch Me, I Get High. And that's the title track is a pretty good song. I love Charlie Rich, deep voice. He's got some great players on here. Pete Drake's on here. Charlie McCoy, Norbert Putnam on bass, Hargus Pig Robbins on piano. Usual suspects in Billy Sherrill's studio. For $1, good record. Next up, oh my goodness, this is still sealed in the shrink. It's called Country Truckin', 40 Great Songs. $1, 10 dimes, 100 pennies. It reminds me of, I know that Little Feat has been getting a lot of attention because of the reissue of Waiting for Columbus. And remember that intro to Willin' that Lowell George does? Like he says, if you got it, a truck brought it. $1. Next. Picked up another Bob Dylan record to fill a hole in my collection. This is Knocked Out Loaded. It's a 1985 release, kind of his mid-80s period after his Christian records. Not a great record, but there's a couple of good songs on here. Drifting Too Far from Shore is good. And sorry, the big one on this one that everybody likes, I think, is Brownsville Girl. So, Bob Dylan, Knocked Out Loaded. A great record here. It's a 1974 release from the Staple Singers. Sorry for the glare. You see that? A lot of foil on this record, and this is, I think, it's called City in the Sky. Like I said, it's a 1974 release. It's on Stax Records. It's produced by Al Bell. I think this was the last record that they released on Stax, because I think Stax went bankrupt and folded shortly thereafter. Great record. They're so talented. Great singers. Fine record. Happy to have that. Next up, Merle Haggard and the Strangers. If We Make It Through December. Great Merle Haggard. The great misunderstood Merle Haggard. He'd had that great hit, Okie from Muskogee, and everybody thinks he hates hippies and is a redneck. Not really. He's from California, Bakersfield, California. He helped develop the Bakersfield sound along with, name escapes me, Buck Owens, of course, Buck Owens. It's on Capitol label, the orange Capitol label. It's an OG in mint condition. Cost me $7.99, good price. Merle Haggard. I've got a couple of Merle Haggard records. I'm always looking for more. Another Merle Haggard record. This is from 1971, I think. Merle Haggard and the Strangers. Someday We'll Look Back. 1971, like I said. Train of Life. One Sweet Hello. One Row at a Time. I'd Rather Be Gone. California Cotton Fields. Anyways, great musician, great artist, Merle Haggard. This is a fantastic find. It's an Esther Phillips record. It's on Kudo. It's called Alone Again Naturally. She does a cover of Alone Again Naturally. This singer-songwriter that his name escapes my name, but she does it totally differently. This is a jazz soul record, more on the soul side. Fantastic musicians on here. Ron Carter on bass, George Benson, Cornell Dupree, Eric Gale on guitars, Billy Cobham on drums, Bernard Purdie on drums, Ralph McDonald on percussion, Hank Crawford on alto sax, Maceo Parker on tenor sax. Just a fantastic record. If you run across this record, pick it up. It's well worth it. Again, it's on Kudo. I buy almost everything. Whenever I see a Kudo record, if it's in good shape, I pick it up because it's usually high quality. And Creed Taylor, this Creed Taylor's one of his labels, and I think he just died last week, sadly. This was a great find. Maybe my best find of the afternoon. This is an Augie Myers record. It's called You Ain't Rollin', You Roll Right. For those of you who don't know who Augie Myers is, he teamed up with Doug Sahm in the Doug Sahm Quintet. They had a hit in 1966, I think, with She's About a Mover. Augie is a keyboard player. He provided that really memorable Vox organ sound on that record. This is his 1973 release. It is a white label promo on Paramount Records. Really, really good record. It's pretty rare, I think. I paid $20 for it, and that's a lot of money for me to pay for a record, but it's well worth it. Really happy to have that. Like I said, released in 1973, the same year that Doug Sahm released his Doug Sahm Band record, where Bob Dylan and Bobby Keys and a whole bunch of people backed up Doug Sahm, as well as Augie Myers. So same year. He is a record producer. He backs people up. He's backed Dylan up on several albums. Tom Waits, fantastic musician. And this is a really great record. Highly recommend it. And last but not least, do you think there's a pattern here about the records I bought? A little bit of country there. But I'm going to finish off with some British prog. This is the Strawbs, 1975 release, No Madness. A little bit different, actually. There are some typical David Cousins songs on here that are unmistakably the Strawbs, excuse me. But there's about 4 songs that are more, I want to say pop songs. They're not really pop songs. They're more rock songs. They could have been rock singles, and they don't sound like the Strawbs at all. They sound like a really half-decent rock band. Not that the Strawbs are an undecent band, but anyways, something a little different. And I don't see this out in the wild very often. It's a really minty copy. It was $7.99, so great price for Strawbs. So that's all I have to show for you today. Please like and subscribe. I am at 148 subscribers, so if you could find it in your heart to give me a little push over the 150 mark, I'd really appreciate it. I just went to a record show today in Sydney, just north of here, about half an hour north of here, and I found some dillies today. I bought probably about 30 records, so I'll be showing them in the one of the shows to come. I'm also going to start featuring some bands that don't get enough love in the vinyl community, and I'll show you the records of those bands in my collection. Anyways, that was, thanks for watching. I really appreciate my subscribers. I might not have very many subscribers, but I've got great subscribers, some stars in the vinyl community. So thanks to everybody for watching, and till next time, talk to you later.